Good morning everyone. I'm just going to do a quick video forecast to look at the potential of thunderstorms today. I've currently got the high resolution NMM model from NetWeather Extra. On the left hand side of your screen I've got this chart here. This is the Cape and Lift Index chart. And on the right hand side we've got the precipitation rate chart, which will show where the model thinks the rain will fall and obviously how heavy it is, indicated by this key on the right hand side of the chart. I'm just going to flick through just quite slowly just to show you what's happening. This was early hours of this morning. One's at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5 o'clock, and there's quite a bit of Cape around Channel areas and southwest England, some showers overnight, etc. And as you can see here, look, this blob's been there for about since around about 10 o'clock last night. There's been reports of about 80 to 90 millimetres of rain just on the outskirts and parts of Nottingham. There's been some flooding in some areas as well. I haven't really seen such an intense piece of precipitation last that long and keep its intensity. So energy's just been getting fed into it. It's just been that slow moving. It just literally hasn't moved. So not good for them areas. That's obviously going to shift away and expect it to fizzle out around 11 AM. And if I go to 12 noon, you can see upper 850s, the Cape values and a negative lifted index. So the energy just pops up straight away, and as you can see, showers expected to break out across a majority of eastern and northeastern England. A few showers running through North Wales, running through the Cheshire Gap, and as we head southwest there'll be a few showers as well on coastal areas, and a couple running along the south coast. East Anglia, a few showers again, and the southeast. I reckon there'll be a good few showers in the southeast today. Not as organised maybe as yesterday and the day before, but I reckon they will be heavier and they'll give longer spells of precipitation and possibly more electrical activity than yesterday. If I just flick through, you can see once again the emphasis on the energy is across East Yorkshire, Lincolnshire and parts of North Eastern England, and running through out into the West Midlands, into southwest England, just south of the Bristol Channel area. You can see some good Cape values again. The current indications on this chart indicates there'll be around 600 to 700 of Cape with a lift index of -2. I'll just keep running through. As you can see, by 3 o'clock this afternoon, once again the Cape increases up to around 900 to 1000 with -2 lifted index across East Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, with Cape values increasing across East Anglia, East Midlands, and for southeastern areas and southern coastal counties. You've got a -3 lift index there with some high Cape values. Obviously, if you look on the right, there's not much precipitation about around these areas where you'd expect it to be because of the energy. But like we all know, when we're out there chasing or when we're trying to predict these thunderstorms, it's not as clear cut as just let's look at the models and it'll show what's going to happen, because as you know, it can just crop up. If the conditions are right for thunderstorms, they will happen. If they're not, they won't happen. Simple as. So if I just run through to 5 o'clock, you can see the Cape values are continuing, the high Cape values across East Anglia. They're getting very strong. In fact, here you're looking at like 1000 to 1100 Cape there, 800, 700, 600. Again, Kent looks like a good place to be as well for this afternoon and early evening. If I run through to 8 o'clock, you can see the energy is across East Anglia and the southeast of England and into Kent, and it's just pushing out into the Channel now, moving offshore to the near continent. And if I go at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, it's all dissipated, and there's energy again, renewed energy to the southwest. I noticed this on the charts last night, and I was actually quite interested in it because I reckon there could be potential for some shows tomorrow, tomorrow morning, early hours, and overnight for southwest England, especially those on the northern coast of Cornwall, right to the tip of Cornwall. I reckon there could be some good lightning shows tonight into the early hours. It's possible. But I had a chase, I won't call it a chase. Chris Johnson from UK Stormscapes and his crew came down to Hull to meet me in Del Trot, and we went to there's a place called P&O Ferries, one of the other ferries, P&O Ferries, and there was a viewpoint where you can see right onto the south bank and the entire Humber, right to the Humber Bridge. Visibility was quite good to start with, until we got a couple of cells moving across. We was literally going to go. In the end, we was going to just pack up and go because I'm thinking, right, it's not happening. But I was quite confident that it was going to happen, and what happened is we had energy transferring northwards from the south. Low pressure started to move. It was in a more favourable position with the centre of low pressure, and the flow actually changed, you see. And we had a couple of good strong bolts of lightning. We had hail shafts, we had heavy rain. It was just, some of the cloud formations was absolutely unbelievable, and it made for a good 2 or 3 hours of watching because it was that slow moving. When I was at the beginning of this video, when I was talking about Nottingham having all that rainfall, that line of precipitation was what started feeding all the energy northeastwards across us, and the cells formed across us. And that was, as it's decayed on from the north, it's stayed organised, and it's basically just sat there and has not budged all night, and it's not looking good because if it doesn't clear soon for them areas, they're going to have some very, very impressive rainfall totals. And that is not, I know we need the rain, but surely there's got to be a lot of flooding in most areas. I know there's confirmed flooding in some rural parts around Nottingham area, but whether there's been actual flooding itself in the centre of the city, who knows. So, right, I reckon today best bet is for East Anglia and the South East Kent coastline. Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, I reckon East Yorkshire, Lincolnshire in for an absolute battering today. North Eastern England looking okay. I don't think it'll be as good as the models suggest. I mean, I'm looking at the Cape values now. If I just flick back, as you can see, there's definitely precipitation around there, but whether it'll be electrical is another thing coming. The energy is more southwards. It won't surprise me again though, because yesterday the GFS was showing a lot of energy to the south. The NMM was wanting to transfer it further north. When me and Dell and the lads was out chasing, we waited for the 12.0 update to come on the GFS, and the GFS absolutely, apparently, like, spot on. It stuck to its guns, and it wanted to keep the energy further south. So we was thinking, right, that's what's happened. That's why we haven't been getting the activity yet. This was before the storm started, and then the NMM came out, and it stuck to its original output. It said energy shifting northwards, and it did. But that was a right headache yesterday because over the past 4 or 5 days, I know the GFS low res is not the brilliant resolution to certain grid plot, but obviously the NMM's so far. I think it's 5 kilometres, so you can see why the NMM is such a good model. If it wouldn't have been for the NMM, we probably would have packed up and gone home. And obviously, if it wouldn't have been for the observations at the time on the approaching cell, but I definitely think eastern parts of England, southeastern England, East Midlands, and central southern parts of England, along with areas around the Bristol Channel, throughout the early afternoon, is going to get absolutely pasted. And I reckon East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire will do pretty well today as well. There could be some pretty nice slow-moving cells out there today, giving some localised flooding, lightning, hail shafts, and everything you'd expect to come with it. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I just woke up, so time to have a cup of tea. Anyhow, good luck. If you're out chasing, stay safe.